Mila,
and
Lena's
way. Hey y'all, what's up? It's me, Lena. I am back with news regarding this Bizaardvark review recap. First of all, guys, my eyes are red. I don't know why it's red. Maybe because it's hot in here. I'm a little irritated. I got a white hoodie on, guys. And sorry for the loud noise. Do not forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Do not forget to follow me on my social medias up here and some more in the description below. Do not forget to send this video to everybody you know. And Jake Paul got booted from the show. That rhymed. That's all who did that. Jake Paul, the guy who plays Dirk on Bizaardvark. Let me just tell y'all, Dirk was not in this episode tonight. I don't know if this is because Disney Channel is cutting him out of episodes. Maybe. I don't know. But Jake Paul said that him and Disney Channel reached a mutual agreement where he will be parting ways with the Bizaardvark show. He posted like a whole statement thing. I'm gonna put it up here on the side, but that's what he said. So what I'm thinking is Disney Channel called up his people and was like, boy, you wildin', you need to get fired. Basically because when he was on the news, the KTLA news in Los Angeles, and his neighbors was like, oh my god, he's being so annoying, he's being annoying, and he was like, dab, sorry. I don't know, maybe that's not it. Maybe he just wanted to leave because he didn't want to act like no more. He still had a whole bunch of other stuff to do. I don't know. Hopefully it's not because of the whole neighbor thing, because I know neighbors can be like, you know, a little upset. I know he probably was being loud with his other like YouTuber friends and stuff, because y'all know they crazy. But again, that's his house, and it's like, you really can't get mad at somebody having like fun. I don't know how loud he was, but like I'm just saying, they might have just like needed to chill out a little bit, because that's just like, you know, it's like maybe if they would have just, I don't know if they went to them and said be quiet, but I don't know. Anyway, if Disney Channel did fire him over that, maybe they could have, I don't know. If it was because of that situation, I don't think that's a good situation to be fired over, just because that's somebody else, and that's kind of like hearsay, so he's going to fire somebody just because of that. But then he was on the news dabbing, just like completely disregarding the whole situation, so I don't know. But he said that they decided to mutually part ways. Maybe he wants to do something else. I have no clue. But Jake Paul isn't going to be on Bizaardvark Season 3. He might not even be on the rest of Bizaardvark for Season 2. I don't know if they already taped the full Season 2 or not. I don't know what they're going to do with the Dirk character. I don't know if they're going to recast him. I don't know. Because I guess they're just going to recast him, because Dirk was kind of the person there, or they're just going to replace him with another male character. But Dirk was Bernie's best friend, so they're going to have to recast him somehow, unless they're going to just send Dirk away somewhere. I don't know. But guys, comment what your thoughts is on the whole Jake Paul situation. Should he have gotten fired? Did he get fired? Do y'all think he got fired, or do you think he just quit and he didn't want to be on the show anymore? Do y'all think that his neighbors was wrong? Do you think he was wrong for just disregarding the whole situation with KTLA on the news? Just tell me your thoughts in the comments, and tell me what y'all liked about this episode. What I liked about this episode was they're showing more of Frankie's storyline about her mom and everything, which I really love. They show her being more emotional. I'm glad that I'm getting like this little backstory, and we're getting a little backstory on page 2, but I'm glad that they showing Frankie, and because they lead up to what really happened and why her parents are divorced, and they finally showing who her dad and stuff, who played Mr. Hashimoto on The Sweet Life on Day, The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, and on Ant Farm. I'm like, guys, he been on Disney Channel for a while, so he know what he doing. Anyway, so the show started off with, they was making like a test studying video, and it was like, you know what to do when you don't think you can pass a test, but you know you can pass a test? C, like list like every answer is C, but then it's like, wait a minute, it's not a multiple choice question. True. It was hilarious the way they was doing it. Then they got a D+, D-, so they got a 61, so they passed the class, so that was pretty good. Anyway, guys, don't do that. Just actually study. But if you can't study, then I guess that's your only choice. But Paige was like, I hope it's not a surprise. Then it was a surprise that she punched Frankie in the stomach, because she can't deal with surprises like that. But they hit 100,000 subscribers, which they was acting really surprised, like they didn't know. I thought maybe they would know because they would check the YouTube channel. But I'm sorry, YouTube. Anyway, they said, they was like, look, you got your own studio because you hit 100,000 subscribers. So Paige was like, well, I want the fans to decorate. And Frankie was like, well, I'm going to decorate with my stuff. She said, well, I can't let the fans do it. And Frankie was like, why you care what everybody thinks? So they was really fighting. So they're going to go get the little disagree, 5-step disagree scroll thing that Frankie built into a whole room with the freaking Yeti. It was crazy. Meanwhile, Rachel Massey, the head of the community, the little committee in the school, talked to Mila, and she's like, look, I have like a little local celebrities come and do this like little school dance to raise money. So then she's like, well, I can do it, I can dance. She told Rachel that she could dance. Amelia cannot dance. Then she went and asked Bernie if Bernie could dance. And Bernie's like, yeah, I've been dancing since I was 4. I took lessons. I actually believed him. He didn't. He went to his grandma. He's like, Grandma, can you teach me? And she was like, is this be a fake ex-girlfriend? And he was like, the thing is, which ex-girlfriend? So she's like, that's not funny. I'm not gonna high five that. So she's like, look, I got my fight club at 8. Let's do this. So it was funny. She was like, look, poke out your chest like when you was poking it out when you saw that squirrel and it scared you. So they started dancing. He started learning, which was really good. He was like, I think I'm ready for that PG-13 movie. And she's like, look, you're not ready for the PG-13 movie. And he was like, okay, that's fine. Meanwhile, they had to do these 5 steps. Step 1 was sing your feelings. That was cool. Step 2, they had to express their feelings with puppets. Paige and Frankie. Frankie was not playing easy with that one. She was like, step 3, angrily dance your feelings. Step 4, they was doing ikebana, the art of Japanese flower arranging. So Frankie's dad came in. He's like, oops, sorry, I see y'all in an argument, so I'm gonna just leave. Because I guess they use that scroll all the time when they're in an argument, so they can like figure out their disagreement. Then step 5 was say everything in one breath. That didn't solve anything. Frankie's like, why you care so much about people, what people think? And she's like, I value other people's opinion. She's like, well, whatever. Frankie isn't really a nice person. Honestly, she's kind of not. Even when she's like saying she's not trying to be emotional or open up, she's still kind of not a nice person. Only to Paige. So, yeah. Amelia and Brenda tried to do the cookie on your face challenge, which this should be a real challenge on YouTube. Maybe it is. Maybe that's where I got the idea from. But you got to try to move a cookie down into your mouth. That was pretty cool. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna ask Mila if she wants to try it. I'm gonna ask Mila. Then Paige and Frankie was like, well, hello, and they had nothing to say to each other. They started arguing, they started yelling, and then she's like, I'm sorry. And she's like, oh, thanks for the apology. So Frankie was like, oh no, I wasn't apologizing. That was a question. So then Paige was like, I'm sorry. You are selfishly avoiding this fight. And Frankie's like, well, I'm sorry that you care about people's opinion and you faces them. So then they left. They was gonna give each other the silent treatment. Bernie was like, look, I'm Bernardo. I'm going to give you dance lessons, Amelia. And then he was like, dang it, Grandma only taught me the girl parts. So she's like, look, you're going to embarrass me and everything. So she basically yelled at him. She ended up going back and, you know, saying, hey, I'm sorry I yelled at you. You can be my dance partner. So they kind of worked things out right then and there, you know, even though he thought it was a dream when she came over. It wasn't a dream. They worked everything out. She was being nice, you know, finally Amelia being nice because Amelia's normally mean and stuff. So, like, Bernie's starting to get, like, more of a new friend. Maybe that's... I don't know how they're going to do it with Dirk not being there because, you know, that's still his friend, but whatever. Anyway, Paige and Frankie, they was in the studio. Paige kept turning the painting around. Frankie kept turning the painting around. Paige kept turning the painting around. And then eventually Paige broke the painting. And then she was like, why would you do that? So then Paige was like, oh, now you care about somebody's opinion? He's like, ooh, burn. You want to post that online to see if anybody else like it, Paige? Do not listen to the motorcycle. And then she was like, oh, I'll post it on Facebook, on the freaking internet. I would say Facebook, the internet. And she's like, what do I do when I fight with my so-called best friend? She's like, so-called best friend, make that former best friend. It's like, oh, okay. So Frankie's dad ended up talking to her. He was like, you okay? And she had like her hoodie closed up, and then he was like, do you want to see a gross x-ray of a guy who swallowed a lizard? So then he showed it to her. So then, you know, he was like, well, let's find you a new best friend. So he looked through the old yearbook, and she was like, I don't want a new best friend, it's too hard. And he was like, why don't you just tell her your feelings? And she was like, you already know why I am the way I am. So then he was like, well, I think it's time for you to tell Paige. So she went to go talk to Paige, and Paige was about to mourn the death of their friendship, and she thought a lot about the whole burning the Yeti. So then she was like, look, it's not easy for me to depend on people. And this whole situation, it was really sweet and stuff, but that still didn't kind of, resonate with the reason why she didn't just want to ask them what to decorate. So yeah, but she's like, look, I depended on my mom and she left me. And she said she was so heartbroken over that, and she was hurt because that was her mom, and her mom just like left her. So she was like, it's like hard. So I put up a wall. And I was like, this is how to do another decorating. But Paige loved it. She started crying. She's like, this is so sad. And then Paige is like, I'm insecure. She's like, I always think that I should only love what you say and just say that what you say is okay. But then I always think about what everybody else can say. So she's like, I'm insecure also. So then they started hugging. Then Frankie was like patting her shoulder. She's like, is this how you do it? And then she's like, you doing okay? So then she's like, can we do this every day? I was like, no. So they went to the computer and went to go see, like, what did everybody say to decorate the place? And somebody was like, decorate with white walls or just put cool stuff in it. And somebody was just like, look, do what y'all want to do or y'all figure it out. And they was like, well, I guess you could have just redecorated this whole thing by itself this whole time. So they got like the best of both worlds. They can decorate themselves, and they got the okay from people online to decorate themselves. So crazy. Next week, it's gonna be like a gospel choir thing, and at the end of this episode they showed what they decorated. They had like a toilet that wasn't usable but Paige used it. They had like booths. It was like really cute and cool. Like I want one of those. But anyway, next week they're gonna have a choir. They're gonna be singing. It's gonna be gospel. It's gonna be, oh my god, it's gonna be lit. I love me some gospel music, especially when they have gospel. They rarely do this on Disney, but I remember on that Good Luck Charlie episode when they had like the gospel choir come in. That was really lit. Like, oh my god, that was lit. But I love when they have gospel choirs on the show with mixed with comedy. It's like funny. But guys, thanks for watching. This episode was really good. I'm glad that they show more of Frankie's storyline and what about her mom and this and that. I'm really glad. I'm hoping that we get pumped more out. We have yet to be seen of Amelia's family. My grammar just messed up today. Amelia's family. I want to see more of Amelia's family. You know, what her parents, cousins, like, you know, all this and that, maybe they come over to LA, you know. So hopefully we get more character developments in the show. But guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Don't forget to check out our other videos, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.